my Paul Reed Smith connection and the fact that I love Paul's guitars.
Paul makes beautiful, awesome guitars. Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not saying nothing against Paul or what I've done with PRS. And I know it's kind of weird for people to see me sitting there holding a Tele after all these years. But honestly, I'm doing this for Kelton as a friend because, sincerely, folks, I'm not shooting you any bull. I'm being as honest as the day is long. These Teles are they're just insanely great. They really are. They're and again, they're they're art and they're pieces of perfection, man. I mean, there's no difference between yours and the real McCoy. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, man.
That's all I got to say. He just said everything that he needs to say about it. That's the except for I didn't get a plug, and
yes, please.
And I'm upset about it.
Oh no,
not that plug. Kelton here got a plug, and everybody got a plug, but me.
Okay.
I'll give you a plug.
You know, I'm hard to find. Hallelujah. As hard as I am to find on the internet and things, you think, friends like Johnny Hiland, which is becoming a super, super close friend of mine, would say something about it, but he just let me sit over there. Feelings are a little hurt.
All right, folks.
I think he ought to give me
I'll tell you
one of his endorsed guitars and let
Hey, Paul, you heard it. You heard it. Doug needs a Johnny model.
That's right.
No, I'm telling you, man. Honestly, Doug,
Doug does need one.
As being an instructor, I'll tell you what, folks. I've got a lot of Mel Bay stuff out on my own and Hot Licks videos, and got some new stuff coming out with True Fire this year in 2009. But if you're looking for some real fun, innovative, Telecaster training, definitely Doug's your boy. So get online and look this boy up. So there. You can pay me later. You can pay me later.
Oh, I've already paid you in so many ways.
Man, you have.
Just by me returning your phone calls,
I know,
should be enough.
It's incredible. Of course, I'm still going to get you into a Paul Reed Smith and a Kelton Tele before I'm done.
I will take you up on that and be delighted to give your products a try as well as yours.
So what do you think about? What do you think?
Well,
give me a YouTube plug.
Well, like if that wasn't enough, what he said.
Well, you know what?
The only thing else I can say is the Spirit of God is on this man's hands.
Well, thank you,
brother. I'll second that.
And to be spiritual. I'm not going to apologize for bringing the Lord into it, but Kelton is a Christian man, and he's the real deal. And I haven't known him long enough, but I definitely feel the kindred spirit with him. So and
you can feel on these axes. Right?
Absolutely. As soon as I grabbed this, it's more confirmation. So he said everything that I was thinking, and you will see for yourself for sure. Anybody will. There's nobody that can deny the
well, and I'll be honest with you too, Doug. As I told you at the studio, man, these last couple of days. You know how I'm the biggest Paul Reed Smith supporter in the world. Mm-hmm. But I'll be honest with you, man. When Kelton first let me play one of his Teles, I just went, how? How could you? Because I mean, I guess with as many relic Teles as out there nowadays, you kind of go, yeah, it's just another relic,
Yeah.
But then you pick it up and you go, man, there's something way more deep than.
Yeah, when I first walked into the room and seen him,
there's something.
I didn't
way more
feel
deep.
like I was going to pick up a guitar that was just made this year, or you know what I mean. I felt that feeling you feel when there's a very old, respected instrument that you're about to handle. You have that fear that comes over you. Of my God, this thing is twice as old as me, or almost, or whatever, and more expensive than the state I live in. But it isn't. You have that same feeling though.
Well, it's incredible, man.
And after you play it, it's the same thing.
Well, and here again, the one thing I must say is having Paul Smith as a friend. He's never once said, you can't own a Telecaster.
Yeah.
So honestly, being a studio cat, it's imperative in Nashville to own a bunch of different guitars for a studio session. And of course, I have some beautiful Johnny models and a 513 and a custom 24s but I still do have some Strats and Telecasters that are really important to have in your studio arsenal, and that's really why I find it I'm so vested in what my buddy Kelton's done here with these guitars, because I'm always out trying to help our fellow guitar picker, especially when it comes to building their arsenal for studio work or whatever. Another thing is, and you can vouch for this too, Doug, the playability and the vibe behind the axe makes it more. It makes you want to play more so than other guitars.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying New American Standard Tellies ain't great, but when you put something like this in your hand, that there's so much more. There's such a vibe to it that's beyond a new guitar.
It's a relationship.
It's a relationship. It really,
it's not a guitar anymore.
You could. I guess what I'm saying is, I came to Vilton, to visit Kelton last week. When you pick up one of these guitars for the first time, you go, "Wait a minute, man!" And the instant connection between the guitar and you becomes like that. It's just so quick.
Yeah.
And that's something you won't find every day.
Yeah.
And I don't get excited about
Or
other products, especially being with Paul Reed Smith. I don't get excited about other guitars. But after playing so many vintage Tellys in my life, and then playing these and finding that real huge connection, man. Trust me, you pickers that want to become studio cats, you definitely will you'll definitely want to own one.
It does that unique special thing to you. That, like when you first got your first guitar.
But it's not just here. It's not just here. It's in here.
Yeah.
It's beyond the technical and the mechanical aspect of your playing and your connection with the guitar. It becomes an instant party instantly. That's like what Paul Reed Smith guitars do to me too. They just become one with you. And so, honestly, I love Paul Reed Smith guitars so much. I never even I hardly ever even remotely looked at other guitars.
Yeah.
But, man, when someone hauls out an old vintage Telly, of course, I'm going, what year, man? And then, of course, my buddy Kelton showed me this, and he showed me these axes, and I'm blown away. I'm just blown away.
Enough said.
Wow.
Thank
you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks for letting us.
But I have to do I was given a request because these are my two friends.
Yeah, buddy.
And I'll approve of this message.
Yeah. Right on, man. I approve this message. Yes, sir. So do I. That was good.
I'm not saying I don't love this Telly by any means. I'm just simply saying it's, there is a difference though.
Right.
There's a huge difference.
Well, I try to vary the guitars so that you don't get an assembly line guitar. That there might be.
Yeah.
Hey, would you
start off the
can you
rack?
pick me on there, bro?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's real.
I'm so glad I did this for that. So glad.
I love both of these Tellys equally. But yet they both have such different characteristics.
Seemed like you had a sparkle in your eye with that's the one that really made you excited.
But last time I was here, I couldn't put this down.
Yeah.
Hey,
No kidding.
would you do me a favor and
We'll come back next week.
yeah,
We'll
right.
switch back again.
Do that chat thing you were doing.
The chat stuff?
Yeah.
It's like now after playing that, I'm having trouble playing this.
Chet Johnny. I need to
See,
have
man,
a
even this-
cigarette.
You know what? This one here is just. I don't know, Kelton. I'm having a hard time, bro. I still love this because of the Vince Gill connection, man. It's just there's such a connection. But playability. I mean, well, you could always cut this neck down a little if I needed, right?
Oh yeah, I can bring it down.
This telly's just. I mean, the whole body style and everything. I love this one way better.
I think your hands would probably adjust to the neck, believe it or not.
It just feels a little bit bigger to me, you know? It just feels a little bit more thick, more like a C.
I had meant to keep the radius.
What's that?
I said I meant to keep the radius the same.
Really? Yeah, man, I mean, there's... I don't know, man. I think last time, though, really, I think if I just had asked you to adjust that pickup, I would have probably fallen in love with that one more. Honestly, and I never even thought to just ask you to adjust it.
Well, it's like.
But then I also saw a connection with Cody with that guitar, even though he didn't play it much, you know. And I
Yeah.
thought Cody might go, I'll give you the cash for that. You know, that's what I was hoping. But obviously I know Cody's my drummer and he don't make that much money. No, I love both of those, man. They're both, there's little traits of each guitar I love, you know. It's kind of weird.